Cup. Playday 4 it is. 1-0 meeting up against FoCuS. This is a best of 6. And without
forces are under attack.
Any delays, let's get into this. As I said before, we're using a clean feed here, so we don't have our own camera control, unfortunately. We don't have our own overlay. We're gonna have to make use of what the Chinese are providing us here.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alrighty. So we start off on Northern Isles. Standard early game here so far. We have 1-0 with a Ted Fiend build, creeping the Murlocs in the middle. Probably because he doesn't want the Farseer to steal any of these. Farseer would love to steal just one last hit on the Murloc.
A player's forces are under attack.
At the level 2, almost in time to use the Chain Lightning. But with the Coil, 1-0 secures it. Level 2 for both heroes. Coil level 1, of course, higher damage than level 1 Chain Lightning. Level 1 being 85. Coil being 100. Replenishment Potion early. Great item for 1-0. Undeads in the early game always struggle a bit with regen. So this Replenish is a nice addition. Of course, on tier 2, once statues are out, undeads have incredible regen. But until then, it's always a bit rough. So it's looking pretty standard so far, eh? Fast Hunters against Ted Fiends. This is also what we've been seeing for the longest time from Happy, for example. Question is, Dark Ranger or Lich second? Both have been getting played. I'm still not 100% sure where the undeads make that choice, or depending on what they make that choice. I always felt like Dark Ranger seemed stronger because of the tempo in the mid-game and the instant creep ability, and also just because of her level 3 being so strong. Yeah, unfortunately, the stream might spike every now and then. We may have to lower the quality here. Sorry about that, folks. That's always the issue with these clean feeds. Uh-oh. We are stuttering quite a bit here. Okay, let's try this one. Alright, we're back in the game. We do have a Dark Ranger second. Farseer now level 3. DK, not level 3 yet, but lots of mana. Oh man, this is not ideal. Alright. We're going through all the options, boys. Oh, Jesus. Alright. This is very low resolution. We're gonna stay on this just for a little moment until we figure out what's going on in this game. So DK did get level 3 here. Farseer is harassing. TC second creeping. By all accounts, a very standard game so far. Also seems very even. No advantages yet so far for either player. Big heal potion for the TC is a great item. If you remember Happy back at the DreamHack Global Finals, his way to victory against FoCuS and against all the orcs was through hero focus on the TC. TC loves heal pots, mana pots, invul pots. And he doesn't just love them, he needs them.
Player's forces are
Without
under
those items, the TC can look very underwhelming. But now he's creeping in the middle. Getting more valuable solo experience. Alright, let's try the others. Resolution again. TC playing a little bit with fire here. Very low HP, but does creep this well. Very good management of the heal cells as well. Taking some damage here and there, but healing it up always. Double ring on the DK. Double ring and gloves, so that's pretty bad items for 1-0. You always want to have the claws and circlets, rather. Alright, now with the level 3 TC, we have FoCuS trying to come in to do some damage. Oh, the DK. Chasing after the FoCuS. Oh my god, one hit, and he's going to be in coil range. Oh, trying to catch up with the aura, waiting for the ensnare cooldown. Ooh, very close. That FoCuS was one hit away from being forced to TP. Oh, return with the ensnare, trying to surround, doesn't quite get it. Now the Dark Ranger gets level 3. That's a big power spike for her as well. Level 2 Black Arrow. Very strong. And now the third hero should be coming in a moment. Lich and Shadowhunter. SH already on the way. First attack upgrade. Kodo. Battle drums upgrade. And if FoCuS gets both camps in the middle, he's going to be very happy with that. And he will. TC grabs it up. The Lich seems pretty late. One to 0. Waiting for his third hero. He needs the Nova. He needs the Orb. He needs the Orb probably more than the Nova. And here he is. TC getting Coil Nova right away. Focus fire upon him. But he's got heal pots. 2 of them. 1 heal potion, 1 health stone. Use one of them right there. Kodo coming in, trying to get off the Devourer, doesn't quite get it. TC lands the Stomp in the middle of the Fiends, nicely done. Hex on the DK as well, preventing the coil. TC focused again. They share a cooldown, right? Big healing and health stone, I believe they do. Oh, and FoCuS may have overextended. He killed like 1 Fiend only. And lost the Kodo. TC had to use the big item. And lost at least 1 Headhunter there as well. Very good exchange for 1-2-0. So close to the main base, of course, 1-0 had the advantage of quicker reinforcements. And if the fight keeps going for a little while, this Dark Ranger with a level 2 Skellies, very, very dangerous. TC comes in again. Gets Novad once more. He would have loved to have some rings. The rings that are on the DK. He kind of needs under the TC. Oh, but going for the Lich now. There's going to be the kill. Level 1 Lich, of course, very, very vulnerable. And here comes the Health Stone. Okay, FoCuS might be turning it around now. With 1-0 not having the Lich, not having the Orb, this makes things difficult. New Wolf summoned. Destroyer now morphed. I was wondering where that one was. Oh, Farseer in trouble. Whew, 1 coil away from dying. Very close. Wolves chasing after the Fiends. Oh, might be getting one of them. With the Wolves. Not quite. Okay. Lich did fall, but only a level 1 hero. Not that expensive to get back, but it always is annoying when the level 1 hero falls. That means that in the fight that will ensue after, he doesn't get any experience. And will have trouble getting to level 2 and 3. FoCuS after the TP with a tiny Great Hall. That is super greedy. He's not even at 50 supply right now. But feels like he has the time, and he might be right. 1-0 is rather low mana everywhere. Need some more time for the statues to get to work. DK gets level 4. That's a big one. It's going to be Aura level 2. Found a big Invul potion as well, which is going to be great for the Lich. And the longer the game now goes, of course, the better it's going to be for FoCuS. 1-0.
Players forced.
Hasn't scouted the expansion yet, but it's always something you're gonna have in the back of your mind in the late game. After a fight, there can always be a quick tiny Great Hall purchase. Level 2 for the Shadowhunter finally has the heal wave, and Lich with a level 2 for the Frost Armor. 1-0 so far has found pretty bad items this game. And the Cloak of Flames... very hit or miss. It can be good if the DK can be in the right position next to the Headhunters, but it's not very reliable. So, 1-0's items definitely a little underwhelming this game. But the levels are looking good. DK 4, Dark Ranger level 4 as well, which is a really long silence, by the way. If this TC doesn't have an invuln to break out of the silence, it's gonna be difficult for him. Pendant of Energy, there we go. 1-0 finally finds a good item. But FoCuS' expansion has been running for some time. He's pumping out units aplenty. TC does have the Immo Potion. Found the Hood of Cunning, which is whatever. CORSAIR close to level 4. I'm still not sure if 1-0 has actually scouted the Expo. If he sent a Skelly there. He probably did. Supply very even. Do or die for 1-0. If he loses this fight, he loses the first map. In this best of 6. More Boros falling. FoCuS' supply block. 1-0 running into the back of the Orc base. Is he gonna fight here? Is he gonna TP out? He's gonna TP out. One statue. Oh! Not quite going down. Does save that one. Alright, 1-0. What's he doing now? Heading north. Hoping perhaps that the red camp is still there. But that one is gone. Time is ticking. 1-0. Must know by now that there's an expansion. And FoCuS getting ready for the hammer to fall. Just like Gandalf and Pippin at Minas Tirith. Wait, was it Merry or Pippin? It was Merry, right? It wasn't Pippin. Whoops. When is the new Lord of the Rings series coming out, by the way? Should be soon, right? Pretty hyped for that one. Alright, here we go. Deciding fight. Coil Nova on the radar right away. Oh, almost going down. Not quite. Destroyer nicely positioned. Off to the side. Not so easy to focus. TC trying to come in with the big stomp. Oh my god. Lich in trouble. Dodges the Chain Lightning with the Immo Potion. Nicely done. Where was the silence? There's the silence now. Going for the TC, but he breaks out of it with the Immo Potion. Good fight so far for FoCuS. He's got a great concave here. The Fiends are taking a lot of damage. Shadowhunter might be going down with one more coil, but doesn't quite. And this might be game. FoCuS holds at the Expo. Ooh, almost gets another Fiend, but it's not quite over yet. It's all about the mana right here. Who's got more mana for sustain? Love the shot by FoCuS. Was very important for him to set that one up. Oh, TC in trouble again. One more heal wave comes through, but only level 1 heal wave, of course. Chasing after the TC. DK in a bit of trouble there as well. Horned Chieftain with a heal potion. That shop is a lifesaver. But so are the statues. Providing so much regen over time. Lich now level 3, but no mana anymore. Nova in the back would be tremendous, but yeah. No juice. Pump him out. Focus on the DK, but he is very tanky. Another Immo Potion. Oh, and the DK now in trouble. Gonna have to TP out. One more Raider goes down. Very good kiting by 1-0, saving so many units on low HP. May want to go for a Ritual Dagger here. And FoCuS burned through 2 Invul Potions. Very important that he got the next one. And I think he did get the next one. Oh, 1-0 has the pendant on the Dark Ranger. That does seem like a mistake. Yeah, new invul on the TC. He's level 4 now, and he's got a mana potion. If the Shadowhunter gets level 3, that should be the final nail in the coffin.
A player's forces are under attack.
Great position for FoCuS right here. 1-0 gonna swing over to the main. That one perhaps is easier to attack. Gonna get one Raider. Has to invest some mana for that though. 1-0's army, by the way, not to be underestimated. This is a very potent undead army. Supply is dead even. 1-0 needs to silence the TC the first time he comes in. That was the big mistake in the first engagement. There we go. There's the silence. But good movement on the TC. Doesn't overexpose himself. And can just wait out the silence. Very nicely done. Oro's coming in as well. Oh, but there is the dust. This could be 3 fiend kills in quick succession. Not quite yet, though. The statues again. The statue heal. So good. TC comes in. Invul Potion! Oh, he doesn't use it! FoCuS! With a huge mistake. The Invul was on the TC. Ready to be popped. Would have been the perfect moment to save him and break him out of the silence. Maybe he had it on the wrong slot in the inventory or something. Oh, that is heartbreaking. This game should have been FoCuS's. It's not over yet, though. He had lots of resources. He could Tavern Res. There we see the TC returning. He still has that invuln. But now DK level 5. 5, 4, 3 hero levels for 1-0. I also feel like we haven't been seeing too many speed scrolls. Especially once you're on 2 bases. They should be pretty affordable. Alright. What do we got now?
A town is under siege.
We're in the late game, ladies and gentlemen. Big armies. High level heroes. Level 5 Dark Ranger. Oh my god. TC gets greeted with a coil right away. And a Nova. This time, he may have to use the Invul Potion. 1-0 kites back, doesn't lose too much yet here. One Fiend goes down, not quite the second. Especially the Farseer is far up front, he needs to be careful. Double silence, TC breaks out of it with the Invul Potion. There we go, one more Stomp coming in. But after the Invul, he's gonna be very exposed. Heal wave one more time, but I think 1-0 has done it. The ultra late game will belong to the undead with strong hero levels. And we see it here, TC in trouble. He stopped moving for a second. Oof. Heal scroll at the last moment, barely saving him in time. But I would say it's looking good for 1-0. Yeah, he's losing some fiends. But these heroes cannot be touched anymore, I would say. Level 4 Dark Ranger, oh my god. Eat the Skelly, please. I want to see how much mana that is. Oh, we don't quite get to see it. GG is called, and 1-0 clutches it back. Oh. Clutches it back. In a game that looked very rough for him. FoCuS, decent early game. Good Farseer harass. Good leveling with a TC. Got both items from the middle. Which I think was a bit of a mistake by 1-0. Giving those away somewhat easily. But then 1-0, I guess his first mistake was losing the Lich. Perhaps a little too easily. Not contesting the first Invul Potion especially. That's, I think, something we saw from Happy a lot, especially at DreamHack, that he always will grab that first Invul Potion to make sure he has it, to protect his Lich or Dark Ranger, and to prevent the TC from getting it. But then, of course, losing the TC. Losing the level 4 TC when he had the Invul Potion. That was the crucial error there for FoCuS, and that is the 1-0 lead for 1-0. As you guys may know already, in the Rejuvenation Cup, our games are all best of 6. So up to 6 maps can be played. The first player to win 4 maps will win the series. In the case of a 3-3, it's going to be a draw, resulting in 1 point for each player. And in the case of a win, you're going to get 2 points. Where's my nitties? Oh, it crashed. Alright, we're waiting for the second map. I'm not quite sure how they do it with the breaks here. Are there breaks between maps? Alright. Admins aren't saying anything yet. Next game should be starting in a moment. Map pool, by the way, is a little bit different here than we had from DreamHack. We don't have Shallow Grave in the pool, but rather Amazonia. Which I always find a bit disappointing. Is it just me? It's not just me, right? Like, I feel like Amazonia might be the most boring map of the last couple of years. But the Chinese really seem to want to hold on to Amazonia, it seems like. Alright, we head to map number 2. I was wondering what it was going to be. I was thinking maybe Concealed, maybe Tidehunters, but no. We mentioned Amazonia already. It's not going to be Amazonia, but it's going to be a very small map as well. It's going to be Echo Isles, which I'm very surprised to see. Isn't Echo Isles normally the map that the orcs always veto? I thought it was. Well, we will find out in a moment. One to 0 with a strong comeback on map 1. FoCuS certainly, though, kind of giving that game away. If the TC doesn't die, he should win that game, most likely. On this map, especially, it's going to be very important to contest for those consumables. There's only one big consumable item in the middle. And there's only one shop in the south as well, where you can get the Invo Potion. For that reason, lots of undeads actually like playing a Fast Fiend build here quite a bit. With Fast Fiends, you can contest the marketplace very well. If you play Ted Fiends, which is the DK Fast build, which we see here, and that's of course what the norm is, it's going to be a lot harder to contest that marketplace. As FoCuS will have plenty of headhunters very quickly. Acolyte trying to buy a bit of time, but gives more experience to the Farseer. Very specific creep route here by 1 to 0. He goes to the tiny green, kills only 2 of the 3 creeps, and then goes south to the natural. Interesting.
A player's forces are under
Farseer
attack.
checking out what's going on in the main. Narrow tower not quite finished yet, but will be in a moment. Very aggressive Farseer play here. Oh, the Acolyte. Oh, 1 to 0. Big mistake. He took way too long to move the Acolyte. Oh, if he loses that one, that's a huge disaster. Oh my goodness. Oof. Alright, saves the Acolyte, but there was a little closer than it needed to be.
The town is under siege.
Good harass here by FoCuS, draining more mana out of the DK, and this is a big delay on the next Ziggurat, which means 1-0 is going to be stuck on only one Fiend for a long time. But the Farseer isn't level 2 yet, and he doesn't have any healing. So with a lot of skellies, 1-0 could actually pressure fairly well right now.
Forces are under attack.
Oh, if he gets the next Ziggu. Oh, that would be very annoying for 1-0. Finds the Gloves of Haste, also not the best. Ghouls helping to defend. Oh, one call comes in. Acolyte also have to be juggled at the same time. Oh, and one goes down! It's level 2 for the Farseer. 1-0 again. Not microing these Acolytes perfectly. If he had multitasked this a little bit better, he could have kept running them around in the back at the gold mine and let the Narrow Tower deal with the wolves. But it was late into the tech, so this is not going to be so much missing mining time or lost mining time. Oh, Farseer. Very low HP, but with a Headhunter block, he should be safe. But they didn't quite have enough mana there for the coil. Tier 2 finished! Alrighty. Early game, perhaps slightly in favor of FoCuS, but it depends on how this is going to go now, because with the Dark Ranger, 1-0 can pressure right now, or just creep. The Murloc camp right here, of course, on Echo Isle is one of the best camps for the Dark Ranger. How many Murlocs are there? Like 7, I think, right? So, 7 skeletons that you can get from this camp. FoCuS in the meantime, creeping the middle. The downside of playing so aggressively as FoCuS did is you don't creep much in the early game, so not going to be level 3 for quite some time. And that doesn't make for a very good mid-game for the Orc, because normally you want to be level 3 Farseer fast, harass the undead, keep him busy, and simultaneously creep up the TC. But Farseer is still somewhat far away from level 3, so... And the TC is going to have a bit of a tough time here, possibly. If 1-0 contests the Merc camp right now, FoCuS is going to have quite some difficulty. FoCuS does have the faster tech by about a minute, perhaps. Speed scroll to disengage. Oh, that's a lot of skellies. Farseer does not want to get surrounded here. DK leveled up very timely to level 3. Fiend doesn't quite fall. 1-0 seem to be ready for that chain lightning. Alright, it's going to be daytime in a moment. And remember, Invul Potion. Very, very important. 1-0 knows even if FoCuS gets the Merc camp, the TC is still going to be far away from level 3, so he gives it to him, aware that he has lots of camps still left on his side of the map. Not a very good position for FoCuS, I'd say. He seems very underleveled. And hero levels are what matters most in this matchup in the late game. And there we go. 1-0 got the Invul Potion from the shop, but of course FoCuS got the big Invul from the marketplace. Lucky find for FoCuS. But then again, pretty much everything you find at the marketplace is good. I guess with the exception of Score the Beast, although that can also be good, but of course unreliable. FoCuS, oh, getting the Raider and Snare. That could be an easy kill, possibly. Farseer gets level 3. But the TC Only level 2. It seems like a weird attack by FoCuS. I guess his estimation is if he just goes into the corner, bottom left, to creep instead. This would have been his other option, right? It's going to be not efficient enough. So he felt perhaps that he had to attack because creeping just wasn't very feasible in terms of what's going to be valuable. But yeah, this didn't really do much. Kind of wasted his time here. Trying now to steal away the Merc camp, but TC still fairly low HP. And the Dark Ranger, or the Lich rather, is coming for 1-0 in just a moment. We're 1 minute away from the Lich. And once the Lich arrives, FoCuS has to back up.
A player's forces are under
His Shadowhunter is coming out first, but again, FoCuS is across the map aggressively, so he's got the disadvantage of having to travel much further. Silence on the TC. Oh, Raider actually surrounded. We have 2 Raiders, by the way. Berserk activated, so the Headhunters here also taking quite a bit of damage. Shadowhunter comes in. Should be Hex first, but the DK not really low HP enough to focus fire. Oh my god. Raider just barely surviving. Nicely done. Lich comes in. Nova didn't buy the orb. Oh, nice Imbo Potion dodging the Stomp. Nicely done by 1-0 right there. Dark Ranger gets 3. And this engagement goes to 1-0 even without the orb. Once again, multitasking lacking a little bit. If he had been faster, he could have picked up the orb right away, but here it definitely didn't end up costing him. A couple of very nice saves there by FoCuS. I think he saved like 2 or 3 units on just a sliver of health. And the Dark Ranger again with a... Oh, the Lightning Shield! Oof! Did he deny the Renegade? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, Dark Ranger level 3 very strong. TC needs to catch up quick. He needs level 3 very, very badly. I definitely favor 1-0 in this position. In this late game, around 50 supply, 50 to 60 supply, we're still kind of in low level territory, which means the third heroes don't have much experience, don't have many levels. So, Shadowhunter level 1, Lich level 1. That's much better for the Undead, I would say. Lich level 1 with Orb and Nova is decent. Not great, but decent. Whereas Shadowhunter level 1 with Hex is only going to be good if there's no Destroyers. But if there are, the Shadowhunter might look fairly underwhelming. TC has the big Invo Potion. He was able to hold on to that in the first engagement, which is a big deal. 1-0 repositions. Focus fire on the TC right away. Uses the Stomp. Has to morph a Destroyer. Hex might be coming. Destroyer morph a little late. Next focus fire on the Lich. The spell against the DK. I think he used the heal scroll right there. TC in trouble. Coil Nova falls. And that is game, I think. CORSAIR with another Immo Potion. DK so tanky. With level 4 and double circlet. That's a very strong boy. Chain Lightning. Death Knight still doesn't fall. GG is called. And that's 2-0. 4-1-2-0. Classic Echo Isles problem, I think. If you end up getting some camps stolen away from you, you're gonna have some issues with your leveling. With what your heroes can bring to the table. FoCuS with a somewhat unusual move to play so aggressively in the early game resulted in him being low level on the FoCuS, which meant that he couldn't apply a lot of pressure to the undead, and the TC didn't get off the ground quickly enough. And 1-0 with that lead takes it home. No possibility also of coming back in the late game. On Tidehunters, for example, there's always going to be lots of camps to creep, even if the early game doesn't go so well. If you're left alone as the Orc in the late game for like 2 minutes With triple hero and berserkers, you can creep very well. You can level up to level 4 TC, level 2 or level 3 Shadowhunter perhaps, and that can be a different story. But with 3-3-1 hero levels, this orc strategy, if the undead isn't behind, not that good. We've seen many times how strong FoCuS Hunters can be, but it requires levels. And I think FoCuS here, his big mistake was being too aggressive and not being valuing creeping and leveling enough. Map number 2 should be starting in a moment. And as if I had prophesized it, it is gonna be indeed Tidehunters. If 1-0 wins here and takes the 3-0, he's gonna have the draw already guaranteed. Remember? Best of 6. So, 3 maps for a draw, 4 maps for a win. Once again, both going for the same build. Ted Fiends versus FoCuS Headhunters. Thank you very much, Orbital Shock, with a 10-month resub. Much appreciated. When was the last time that FoCuS played Blade Master, by the way? I guess it's kind of dangerous to play Blade against 1-0, because if 1-0 does happen to end up playing Cryptlord expansion, Blade Master has a very tough time against that. But Cryptlord Expo is kind of out of the meta in this matchup and in all matchups. I still wholeheartedly believe that Blade Master is much stronger. Especially in the late game. Well, only in the late game. Let's be real. Only in the late game. FoCuS Hunters is much stronger in the early game and mid game. But in the late game, ultra late game territory, there's not much that can keep up with the Blade Master.
A player's forces are under attack.
But FoCuS trusts rather in Drekthar. That's the Farseer. For all the non-lore dudes out there.
Player's forces are under attack.
FoCuS this time perhaps a little bit more creep enthusiastic. Stealing the natural away from the opponent, getting close to level 2. Ring and slippers are okay items. Oh my god, the timing on the DK. Is he gonna get the last hit steal? This will be the perfect timing because the Farseer doesn't have level 2 yet, so there's no Chain Lightning yet. But FoCuS also playing around the last hit very nicely. And now it's nighttime, so low vision range on the DK makes getting these last hits also more difficult. Gloves and gauntlets for the DK. I feel like the items just across the board haven't been that great yet for either player.
A player's forces are under attack.
This is not a happy game, ladies and gentlemen, where we see 3 claws and mana potion every game. 1-0 plays aggressively here. He knows he's got the smaller army, so he creeps slower, so he wants to prevent creeping entirely. At least until he has more fiends.
A player's forces are under attack.
The ring is a great item for the TC, by the way. You need at least one ring in the late game. If you don't, you kind of feel like paper. As we saw in map 1 and 2, right? The TC didn't have a ring in either game. This time he will. Oh, the Skelly! Oh, taken out just a second before tier 2, so the Dark Ranger delayed by just a little bit. Aquils is good for Orc. I wholeheartedly disagree. I think Aquils is absolute trash for Orc in this matchup. Against Night Elf, it's really good. Against Human, I'm not sure against Human. 1-0 gets the big consumable in the north. Very important. This is one of only 3 consumables on the map, and by far the easiest one to creep. And the Farseer again didn't get level 3 and now can't harass well. I gotta say, I feel like FoCuS is playing this early game just way too aggressively. Again. Remo's ignoring the chat. What were you guys saying? We have a 3-minute delay, so it's a little bit difficult to interact with chat. Oh, Hajin! You're a sub now. Hey! Welcome. .0 here also delayed the tech by a bit. He wanted to have the fast statues out. Hard to say no to statues, of course. They are pretty good. Daytime in a little bit, by the way. Always remember, at daytime... What is this? The second daytime or the third daytime? I think it's the second daytime, right? The Invo Potion becomes available, so I'm very surprised that 1-0 is falling back here. Considering he's got the Dark Ranger and statues coming out and a good number of fiends, I think he should have contested the shop. This seems like the first mistake by 1-0 this game. Got a crystal ball. Pretty sure he scanned the middle. Yep, he scanned the middle. Got level 3 though, so that's a valuable level up for 1-0 for sure. But Invo Potion goes to FoCuS.
A player's forces are under attack.
Big item here. The big Murloc carries the consumable, which can be a mana stone. And stay on the DK. There's no way he's gonna die. DK here with 925 HP. And again, just like before, FoCuS struggling because his early game leveling was so bad. Look at the hero levels. 2 and 1. That's a disaster. FoCuS in big, big trouble. Once he gets Berserker and Shadowhunter, he needs to make a big play to come back in this game. TC finally got level 2 for the Aura. That's gonna be a big help, for sure. Alright, speed scroll engage. Oh, scroll the beast, nicely popped by 1-0, ready to counter pressure this army here that is running in against him. And the Fiend doesn't even go down. He doesn't have enough damage. It's just... Now comes the Shadowhunter. FoCuS, this all seems mistimed. Why didn't he wait 10 seconds until he had the Shadowhunter and the Berserker upgrade? This was an anti-timing, wasn't it? He ran in with a speed scroll just 10 seconds before his big upgrades were hitting. He did force the TP out, though. So he gets the TP out of the DK. He's gonna get some good experience here. He's gonna get the big item. Wand of the Wind, very good. But in terms of losses, this greatly favored 1-0. And he's gonna have the Lich ready in a moment. Oh, TC. Is he just dead? Yep. Again, didn't use the Invul Potion. Invuln was ready on the TC, and that's GG. 3-0 for 1-0. He secures the draw at least. Map 1 was still looking good for FoCuS, but after that, he's really been struggling. I think he's, yeah, just playing way too aggressive. One of the big advantages of playing fast headhunters is once you have 3 and 4 and 5 headhunters, you can creep crazy fast. But FoCuS always wastes his time trying to put damage on the undead base or on the DK or something. Also though, credit to 1-0 who does a good job trying to poke and prod and annoy FoCuS, try to slow him down, try to make sure in the early game he isn't able to creep too much. We saw that especially on Tidehunters. But it's mostly FoCuS's fault that he ends up in such a mediocre position in the mid game. So do they do a break after map 3? Doesn't seem so. Fly took 3 maps off of Happy. That was the best so far. Yeah, that was a 6 series, dude. That was the show match. When was that? Was that before Christmas or something? Or was it after Christmas? Don't quite remember. Alright, 1-0 on match point right now. He needs 1 more map to get the 2 points. And I guess he needs to catch up in points as well, because on the first Playday he lost to Happy with a 4-0. That was a clear affair. In the points right now we have Happy at the top with 4. In second we have Lawlight, FoCuS with 2 so far. But of course, it's early days. We're gonna have 22 Playdays in total. We're only on Playday 4 right now. What's your guys' prediction? Who do you think is gonna be top 3? I'm gonna say Happy, of course. I'm Happy fanboy number 1, so can't leave him out. Who else? I think Colorful. I think Colorful is gonna be in there. And who else? Lynn, maybe? Yeah. Happy, Colorful, Lynn. That's my top 3, guess. I know, very hot take by me. Very controversial. Picking sort of the top favorites. But we'll see. It's gonna be a lot of fun following this tournament over the next few weeks. As we get ready to hop into map 4. Can FoCuS start to bring it back? Or is this gonna be a 4-0 already? Familiar ground. Once again for FoCuS. We go back to Northern Isles. This is the map that was by far the best for FoCuS. And a lot of that came down to the Farseer being level 3 fast and being able to control the mid game. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's such a huge difference. Whether you get level 3 Farseer quickly or not. Whoa, wait, Grunt? One Grunt into Headhunters, apparently.
Forces are under attack.
He didn't do that before, did he? Little bit of green camp creeping. Very standard early game here once again. There we go. This is what I prefer to see from FoCuS. Just creep, creep, creep. Get that level 3 nice and fast. And that's the reason for the grunt, I guess. The normal damage helps quite a bit against these first two camps, against the medium armor creeps. Oof. That's some terrible items for FoCuS. Gloves and crystal ball. That's actually the two worst items he could have found. Very unlucky.
A player's forces are under attack.
Ring plus 4 for 1 to 0. Also not the greatest. Oh, this is a nice steal. FoCuS taking some time to travel across the map, but stealing away the Tuskar camp is a big deal. In this matchup, it's all about the heroes, which means the hero levels, but also the items, and especially the consumables in the right moment will have huge impact. If he finds a Scroll of the Beast here, that would be so unlucky. Okay, there we go. Big mana potion. And a fast level 3. That's more like it.
A player's forces are under attack. A town is under siege.
FoCuS feeling feisty. Running into the main, gonna get one Acolyte here, probably. Oh, again. 1-0 a little bit late on the reaction to save the Acolyte, so loses that one, but it was towards the end of the tech. Not really very expensive. And that TP being gone for FoCuS, that could be dangerous, by the way. If the Farseer is out of position another time, he could be in hot water. Dark Ranger second. 1-0 this time, contesting the middle. I criticized him for that earlier. I think that was a mistake. That he gave away both camps to the ORC when they met here on the first map. Which sounds weird, because it's the same map, but you know what I mean. DK gets 3 and a big item. Zombie Mask! Oh boy. That's a sick item on the DK. I think FoCuS is in trouble again.
Player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, with a level 3 DK and with a Sobi, 1-0 can pressure so well right now. That's one Headhunter dead. The wolves were just summoned a moment ago, so once they're gone, they're on cooldown for a long time. Well, not a long time, but you know, some time. Wolf summon cooldown is 30 seconds, so you can't just spam them endlessly. 1-0 with the Necropolis. I guess because his number is kind of low. Wolf summoned, but also killed once again. The stutter stepping by 1-0 looking good, as always. With the DK low HP, has to be a bit careful here. Of course, we do now have Stomp as part of the equation as well. 1-0 not sticking around for the marketplace.
Forces are under attack.
I thought he would be able to, especially with statues coming. And he also gives up the invul potion. That seems like a mistake by 1-0. Giving up the middle. But maybe he thought with the Raider there and the ensnare, he wasn't going to be able to take a fight. Especially considering the DK's low mana. Perhaps it makes sense. To rather passively creep, get some more skellies. Dark Ranger level 2. As now there finally is a statue ready. TC with a big mana stone, by the way. Which is a great item, of course. But ideally you want to have one big heal potion and one big mana potion in the first big fight. Because 2 big manas you can't even make use of. It's unless the fight is extremely drawn out. Oh, FoCuS. Coming in for the creep jack. 1-0 tries to take the item and evacuate if he can. Oh, item still on the ground. Oh, did he get it? Oh, just barely. Oh my god. Oof. That would have been a great present for FoCuS. DC now almost level 3. By 1-0, of course, heading north right away after the TP. If he gets a second red camp, that is huge. Is there anything FoCuS can do about this? FoCuS is close, but the TC is far away. Lich coming. Oh my god, he gets a second red camp. Second Hood of Cunning? Yeah. Double Hood of Cunning. It's kind of funny. It's always not so clear where you want to put that on, Lich or Dark Ranger. It's decent on both, but not amazing on either. Alright, pretty lucky for FoCuS. This could have been much worse in terms of items. Imagine if 1-0 gets Catgus Pipe and Endurance here. Instant GG. DC gets 3 finally from the scraps.
A player's forces are under attack.
And the Expo bottom right is really sneaky. This is not the usual position, of course, and this is something that 1-0 may not scout for at all. Since he has the Dark Ranger and Skellies, though, he should ideally send one Skelly there just to be safe. 1-0 must know that he's ahead in this game, so what you want to do in this situation is cover the bases in terms of what could blindside you, what could erode your advantage. And one of those is a sneaky hidden Expo. No immo potions for 1-0, so this means the Lich once again is going to be very exposed. On level 1 especially, very low HP. Speed throw engagement, there we go. Some real aggression being shown. Oh, the Dark Ranger, oof, in trouble. DK getting silenced, or rather hexed. TC breaks through the silence with the invul potion. One fiend goes down. Second one saved barely in time. Focus fire now on the DK. Needs some more for Destroyer. Doesn't have the upgrade, it seems. Heal Scroll comes through. Call Nova on the TC. Whew. Barely gets away. And again, we see how tanky this DK can be. Level 4 DK, even without too many tankiness items, just a very durable hero. This DK Focus Fire, I'm not sure if it's the way to go anymore. The expansion is about to finish. 1-0. Apparently hasn't figured it out yet. Oh, the statue is a little bit wonky there. There was some derpy movement.
Forces are under attack.
Shadow Hunter and FoCuS need to be careful with their positioning. If they're too far up front, Coil Nova could end them very quickly. Lich now level 2. Frost Armor in the right moment. Oh, there it comes. Coil Nova against the TC, though. Needs to use the invul potion again. He doesn't do it. Something's wrong with FoCuS's invul button today. This is the third time in the series. Not something you can afford. Even without that loss, he was in trouble. But with that loss, that should be game. Yes, the expansion standing, yes, but it has not really yielded any benefit so far. Only 2 peons in the mine. I think one of the surgeons go for the throat right now. I think if he just pushes into the main, that should be his game. This Zoe mask also has been amazing, by the way. So many coils. You got a heal potion, so all this damage is wasted. And that's it. GG is called. And 1-0 with a very convincing performance. Map 1 was still a very close affair, and that one could have gone to FoCuS, should have gone to FoCuS. But beyond that, FoCuS just completely outplayed here today.